Good morning, everyone. Today it's going to be a little different than what I usually do. I wanted to do like a like a do's and don'ts with shadow sense colors. That way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the do's in right eye and don'ts in the left eye. It's somehow easy, right? Because anyway, you'll always mess up on the left eye because I'm a right-hander, so obviously left hand takes a little bit of time to practice. So that's what I'm going to show. That way you know how you can work with it. So it's going to be very simple one. So this is more not about the eye look. It's more about how you carry on with the whole eye look in general. So I think this one I already did one of the famous ones where I have used it in Navratri and recreated it. Because I particularly picked this eye look because it had all three type of shadow sense colors. It has matte, it has a shimmer, and it has glitter. That way I can show the best way to use all three types in one. So the first step of doing an eye look is always doing your eyebrows first. So obviously I'm going to do one side of my eyebrow and I'm going to leave the other side. Here I'm going to use rustic brown to fill my eyebrows. The first step is always combing it. That way I know where the lines are, and to find where to start, it's like this. So you will have your start here, and when you do this from your eye, that's where your middle of the top plane has to be, and when you do this here where you are going to finish it. So that's the key to do an eye look all the time. So I'm going to touch a tiny bit with shadow sense. You always want to start small and then do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to outline it and then fill it in. Do it with small strokes. You don't want to rush because here you are just outlining it, then you can fill it in. And I have done the same in this week's one more video where I have showed shadow sense in multiple ways too, so you can go back and see. So you have seen it is like a outline I have already did. Now it makes it easy for me to just go a little bit more and just do like a brush strokes, like you want it to look like natural hair. So that's how we are going to fill it in. So that this way we are just filling it on one side and we are going to leave the other side open. Once I fill the sparse areas, I like to go back and just comb it. That way it will look really natural. And if you are a beginner, just start smaller. Like you don't have to do full to fill it full. You can just start with smaller strokes and try to see how you will able to do it. Like it's more of a practice. Once you start doing it, then you will get it in a few attempts, and then using it a color that matches your natural thing will easily make it look natural. And also I don't like to use black, that's why I use rustic brown, which is more of a darker brown shade. You can fill it with our pencils too. So the next step is obviously using a color just to have it as a blank canvas. Here this side I'm not going to use it. This is an optional step, but I like to do it as a first step to have a clear canvas. So I like to always use natural tan, depending on whether you are fair or whether you are like deep skin tones. You can use candlelight, sandstone pearl, or tiara. All three will give a like a base coat, and you can just press it in. You don't even have to blend. This is going to make the eye look pop more. That way it has like an even base for the colors to go on top of it. See the difference without doing the eyebrows and color correcting. And here I have just did natural tan. And the next step is just giving a setting your crease. For example, you can see mine is a hooded eye. So there are different types of eyes, deep set eye, hooded eye. You can even have a some people will have a bigger one, a bigger eyelid space to work on. Some will have a very smaller eye. So based on each eye type we need to work on. Here you can see mine is a hooded eye, so I need to, if I do it in the natural crease, then you can't see the color. So what I'm going to do is I will do like little bit higher than my natural crease. That way you can see the shade even when I open my eyes. Otherwise most of my lid will go in. So I like to use even pink posy as my crease color, because this is a very nice shade that will blend in easily, and you can use it as a all over shade too. But today, since we are going to keep it really simple, I'm going to use Americano as my all over lid shade, and I'm going to take it to the crease too. Rust will be really close. Americano is a sold out shade, so I know Rust is now a popular shade. You can achieve the same look with Rust too. So in this eye, what I'm going to do is, both sides I'm going to use it as a lid color, but here I'm going to use it a little bit higher than my crease and then bring it back. Here I'm going to use it along with my natural crease for you to see the difference. So the first step is, if you are using different colors, assume that you are doing two different colors. So here, even though we are going to use one, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to first define my crease. So I'm going to take a tiny bit. Usually if you even take this much, it should be enough. Hold the brush at the end and see, if you see, this is my natural crease. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take it little bit higher and just blend it in. So do you see the this is going to be my what is it, like a crease that I created, which is little bit higher than the natural crease. So that's how much I'm going to take the color. So always take it a smaller amount, that way it is easily blendable. And because when you take too much, the color will not be easy to blend. It's a cream to powder, so you have 1 to 2 minutes for you to blend, but once it is set, you will not be able to move it at all. So if you are using two shades, here it's your crease color. As I said, you can use pink posy or mocha java will be a nice what is it, like a nice crease color. Do you see, when I look straight, you can still see the color a little bit here. So that becomes that will open up my eye a little bit more. And I like to use it the brush. This wand is just to, what is it, like a applicator. It is not your actual brush. This is just to take out the color from the tube. So don't what is it, like try to apply, because that's when you are going to use more. So here we are going to just use as my all over lid shade too. Here I'm going to just build the color, so that's why I'm going to show it. Here I'm going to just take a single layer, and I'm going to pat the shade instead of blending, because I want the color to show up a little more in my lid. So here you just pat it for it to dry a bit, and then you can just blend it with the natural color. You can see it is like so creamy, and it will blend really well, and your eye look is set. Like, I mean, these colors, the desert rose, Americano and all, you can even use your fingers to just press it in, and these colors will look really amazing. For example, if you want it to be really lighter, you can leave it as it is, or if you want to make it even lighter, if you keep blending it with another brush, this is going to make it even subtle. But if you want to build it more, then once it's dry, you're going to go back and do one more layer. In the meantime, I'm going to let it sit, and I'm going to use this side as my not to do side. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to use it until my crease color alone. Here I am not taking it above the crease. I'm just going to use it till my crease. So you can see the difference once you do. That way I want you to see the do's and don'ts. Here also I'm patting still. I'm not like extremely doing as if it's a don't side, but you can see the difference when you do it above the crease and within the crease. That's what I want you to understand. So what we are going to do is, we are going to do one more layer of Americano here. That way, when you keep layering, it makes it easily blendable. So don't go all at once. If you want the color to show up more and more, you are going to take it slowly. And here I am going to again lightly pat it. That way I'll get the pigment, because when you want the pigment to show more, just pat it dry. When you want it to be blendable, then blend it with a brush. Here I'm going to take one more crease brush, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just blend out the corners alone. So your corners has to be very nicely blended, and you shouldn't see any harsh edges at all. Do you see how it shows up? It shouldn't be that way. Your edges has to be nicely blended. You should not see it at all. It should be like a ombre effect. The darker to lighter, it should fade away and look blended with your skin. They always say, if you have seen any makeup makeup videos, they will always say you should blend until your hands literally start to pain. That's how much you need to blend. So they are the key to having a good eye look is always keep blending. So they will say if you think it's done, then go blend once more. So that's how. So always take a clean fluffy brush and just blend out the corners. So if you see, even this is a matte shade and this is like a everyday wearable shade, you can achieve the same look with rust too and stop with this. So if you don't want to do further, you can stop even with one shade. If you have seen my video, I have done garnet at the end. So what it does is, when you do a darker outer shade at the end, it will just lift the eyes up and it will give a nice nice contrast. But you don't want to go all at once. What you're going to do is, you're going to have like a tiny drop. I would say it's like a 7. You will mark one on the top, one on the corner, like a 3 dots. You will just mark it at the end. And I'm just going to use a clean brush again. Here I don't have any product at all. I'm just going to, did you see how tiny amount I did? I'm just going to blend it out to the Americano, because here we don't need a lot. We are just going to deepen the corners. Once you can even do with onyx, which is our black, or any of our brown shade. There are, if you want it to stay you can even do the rustic brown you did in your crease. You can do burgundy. There are like plenty of shades that you can mix and match for each color. I'm saying, for example, if you're doing a pink, then you will do a darker pink at the end. Similarly, so if I want it to be little more darker, so I'm going to add a tiny bit more and I'm just going to blend it out. So you are going to take it all the way to the crease and just blend out with the Americano you already used. So once you learn these concepts, any color you can put together, whether it's a everyday one color or whether you want to layer 10 colors, the concept is going to be the same. So that doesn't change. Once I blend out a bit, what I like to do is, I like to take the brush that I have used, Americano. There is no product, whatever it is there, it's already there. So I am just going to blend wherever these two colors meet. So that way they both will blend well, and you shouldn't see any harsh in between edges. Do you see the difference between having a darker edge here than here? I'm going to show the not to do side. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to use a lot of product here all at once, and instead of taking a tiny bit, here we have layered a lot and then try to blend it. So when you see, when you have, see, sometimes you cannot even make a mistake because your mind is used to that. So like, instead of blending, I'm going to leave it with this harsh edge. Do you see the difference? Here it is like really well blended. Here I'm going to leave it as it is. So because this is our don't side, so that's why I'm going to leave it as it is. It's really bothers me to see that way, but still that's how we are going to go with it. So next step is we are going to use a shimmer. My favorite is always copper rose shimmer and cinnamon shimmer. So if you want it to be lighter, we always can have the copper rose shimmer. This is my absolute favorite. Cinnamon shimmer is a sold out. It's a limited edition. I know very few of you have this. This is again a particular shade that you can use on top of browns like this, or you can even use this is buttercream shimmer. So if you want it to be lighter, you can use this. There is always like so many choices for you to make. When it comes to shimmers, there are two ways you can do. Either you can do it with your fingers too, that is again an easy way, or I like to use a little smaller brush. If you see, this is the one I have used for my crease and thing. It's similarly but it's a very little smaller one, so that way I will have more controlled one when I go over my inner crease and all. So that's the one I'm going to use. Here we are going to go with the Copper Rose shimmer because that's the one I have used. Similar way, start really small. If you see the tube here itself, it's there. So I'm going to just take a tiny bit from here using the brush, and just I'm going to apply it very lightly on my overall lid shade. It's such a pretty shade. If you don't have Copper Rose shimmer, it's like a must have, I would say. It will go really well. Even as a single shade, you can still rock it on. Similar way, when you go with shimmers too, again layer it how much ever you need. When you layer shimmer, you don't want to blend it too much because you want the color to show up. So if you see, I'm taking it until my crease and I'm just blending it until the what is it, like the garnet is here. Then I will always go back with the garnet brush and just similarly blend out the corners, because here again these two colors are meeting. So I am just going to blend it slightly and then use the Americano's brush and blend out the crease. That's all you need to do. Here I am going to do the don't side. So what we are going to do is, you can see I'm going to apply it like this. Oh my god. So you can see what I did. So don't do this. That is what we were trying to do. So your look has to be seamlessly blended instead of looking at harsh. So always go back with the brush which is you have used, or even this one, and just blend it out. It's not going to take a lot of time. You're just going to take like a tiny, you just do gently and just blend out. That way you have to have like a very fading effect here. So the last one we are going to go for the eye look here is using the rose gold shimmer. As I was saying, this is the color I already created, so that's why we are recreating it, because it has perfect way blend of matte shades, a shimmer, and on top of the glitter. So when you do glitter shades, here I have swatched all three. You can see this is the Americano, which is the matte shade. You can see this is the shimmer shade, which is the Copper Rose, and glitters are like this. It won't have much color, so they can layer on top of any shades. That's the beauty of it. We have so many glitters. I think we have glacier glitter. What else I brought? I don't think I brought anything. Like there, if you are looking for gold glitters or what is it, like white glitters, you can pick basically based on that. My favorite way to do that to these ones, you need to see it in sunlight. I will try to take a video if I can. So what I like to do is, I like to take it in my hands like this before I apply. You can take it in a bending palette too. So then take a clean finger and just rub it against it. What it does is, it's going to just give you the glitters alone, and that way you can just press it on top of it. Do you see? Oh my god, this rose gold glitter is my absolute favorite. You can just press it in, because this is cream to powder. They can stick on its own. You don't need any other what is it, like glitter glue, I think that's what they call. In other brands, I think if it is like pure glitter, they used to do that. Here you can do it all over the lid too, or you can stop wherever you need. If you want just on top of the Copper Rose shimmer, you can do that too, but here I'm just going to layer it all over. So that will be like the easiest look you can do. And here again I'm going to show the don'ts, where I'm going to use the entire tube on top of the, you can do this too. It's not what is it, like wrong or anything, but instead of that I prefer to take just the glitters and use it. So this way you know what you are going to do, and you can easily control it. Okay, now the top part is done. I always like, whether I'm doing a single color or not, my favorite way is always using the shades on top to the bottom lashes also. So in the do side I'm going to do that. Here I'm taking the Americano and I'm just running it little lower in my lower lashes too. This is an optional step, but I feel this completes the eye look any day. So here we are going to leave it as it is without correcting, and here I'm going to use what's the Americano first, and I will also add the garnet. Comes to garnet, I'm not going to add all the way in. If you want, you can do that too, but I'm just going to take a tiny bit and just add it on the outer edges alone, because that will because you have used on top, so that will finish the bottom too. And you can also use the copper rose shimmer. I have seen in many looks where they will just give a highlight here by using the copper rose shimmer too. So that is another way of doing it. If you have smaller lids, don't take all the way in, because that will close your eyes. Mine is a little bigger, so I can take it even if I want to. So that's the one I'm going to finish. So the next step is again another optional step. What you can do is, if you want to, for example, if you have taken too much and you want to just clean it up, you can even use the same natural tan and apply it just to clean out the edges. Or you can use another shimmer shade. Here I have champagne shimmer, which I'm going to take a tiny bit, not a lot. I'm just going to take a tiny amount, and I'm just going to run it here. What it does is, it's going to clean, not only clean out, but it gives that highlighting factor here. So as I said, you can use even like a concealer or anything. That way you will clean out this space too. So when you do that, what it does is, it's going to make your eyes lifted a bit and make it a clean look. Or even stickers. I have, even initial days I used to do the sticky tape. You can just do it here. That way when you finish, you can take it off. There used to be even eye patches that Amazon or anywhere you can get it, and that way you can just clean out. If you have did a blending a little bit lower, that way what you can do is, you just take a tiny bit of the concealer or anything, and just you can clean out this side, so that way it doesn't look harsh. You will just clean out the excess and make the, do you see here? Instead of that, this will look, that gives that professional look actually. And the next one is, whenever you are doing an eye look, until you finish your eyeliner or mascara, it's not complete at all. So you can even pick a pencil liner. If you are not comfortable with liquids, you can just do like a smudged look. You can, if you don't want if you are not getting like a proper look, then you can just do it and then take a brush and just do like a smudged look too. So that way it doesn't look uneven. And I have already showed Onyx as my eyeliner, so today that's why I'm going to include the liquid liners on top. So you can do Starry Sky, or you can do black, or you can even do our lash extend. So that way you are going to get the benefits of growing your lashes while wearing as an eyeliner too. So this is our lash extend. That also you can do for the eye look. Here maybe I will do the black for today. And if you have very small eyes, don't do very thick lines, because that will, what happens is, when you look straight, then your eyes will literally close. And similar way, always assume that you are doing like connecting the dots. And if you are a beginner, make sure you lay your hand on top of a bench or the sink. That way you will have control while doing the eye look. And don't go all at once. Like, even if you are very proficient in those, it takes practice to do that. So it is easy when you have like smaller space, and you can easily correct it instead of going all at once. I'm going to finish my top line with the black eyeliner. As I said, I like to look down, and I like to have a mirror, and that way I'll have more control over it. And just even having your fingers rested on here is going to give a little bit more control for the hands not to shake. So I like to take it smaller lines at each time, and that way I can connect it instead of going all at once. So I have done a little thinner on this side, that way you can still see the lid and all the eye look, and that way it's not closing much. And I did a very small wing. This side I'm going to do what is it, like a don't side. So obviously I'm going to do like a thicker line, and also I'm going to do all at once, and you will see what is the difference I'm talking about. So do you see how thick it is? Like, you don't want to do like too thicker, because that is going to, it's hard to correct if you make a mistake, and also it is going to close your entire lid. And doing a wing or not, it's up to you, but I like to do it very thin lines if I'm doing an eye look, and not completing the look also, it's going to change it. So here it's my don't side, let it be. Similar way, I'm going to use the pencil in my lower lid. Here I'm going to leave it as it is. I didn't do anything. Here you can use even the brown pencil liners, because we have used garnet. Even the brown will go really nice. If you have very small eyes, make sure to you stop all the on the outer corner, but mine is not small, so I'm taking all the way in. And you can use black brown or black based on what you like to go with the outfit. So today I did black, and I'm going to leave this side as it is. And the next thing is doing the mascara. This side we are not going to do, so that you can see the difference. And whenever I am doing the mascara, I like to curl my lashes a bit. That is going to what is it, like give the lashes a lift. I like to just hold it on for like 10 seconds, and that way when I go and apply the primer or something, it's already nice and curled. Here I am going to go with our 3-in-1 lash primer. Both our primers and the mascara has a ingredient called Capixel, that's going to help lengthen the lashes. Here it's been done purposefully in a beige shade, because that way you know you are coating every single lashes, and you can already see the length it can give to my natural lashes. And it's called 3-in-1 because it lengthens, conditions, and increase the volume all at the same time. And it's not a must-have step, it's a nice to have. If you don't have bigger lashes too, this is going to help what is it, like condition the lashes, as well as it's going to help grow them while you wear. So I like to do the 3-in-1 primer, and when you do, just let it sit for few seconds before you apply the mascara. That way you can coat really well. Do you see the difference it gives to my natural lashes? So what it does is, it's obviously going to enhance the beauty. I'm going to make the top lashes with the what is it, like the primer sit a bit. I only use it on my top lashes. So here I am, for my bottom lashes, I'm going in with our non-waterproof mascara. If you have watery eyes, make sure you do the waterproof. We carry both black and black brown, and we have colored limited editions too. The colored ones are non-waterproof again. And anytime when you do mascara, you can layer it too. For example, I can do both non-waterproof and waterproof at the same time. What I usually do is, I do with the first coat as my non-waterproof, and then I go with because you can do up to 3 layers of our mascara to give that length. So I always go with the first coat with non-waterproof, the second coat will be waterproof, and then third you can again layer it with our non-waterproof again to seal it in. That way it makes it easier to take it out too. So here I am going with the non-waterproof as my first coat. And when I do the first coat alone, I like to do top and bottom. That way it gives a nice darker lashes. So make sure you coat from both sides instead of just from the bottom. So this is going to be my first layer, and then let's go with the waterproof on top of it. So now after this, what I'm going to do is, you can see the brush size. This is going to give that extra volume we need. So I can go back, just wiggle it a bit. That way you give that volume you need. And if you're getting waterproof mascara, make sure you get the like a liquid FOOPs remover, because this is really tough to take it out, because its staying power is really well. So that's why it doesn't come with our FOOPs remover wipes. So if you have waterproof mascara, then you make sure to get our liquid FOOPs remover. But with non-waterproof, you can do with even with our wipes. You can see the difference between the side we didn't do mascara to the side I did. Similar way, you can see the difference, because it gives a nice finish to the overall eye look. It's not, as I said, it's not a must-have that you should do every time. You can do whenever needed, but it gives a nice overall eye look until whenever you do shadow scenes, make sure you at least do an eyeliner and mascara. So you can see this is the finished look. So this is the side we did with do's, and here is the side that we did with don'ts. So I guess I have explained it to an extent, so that you can try it on with like the inputs I have given. Don't be afraid to try these shadow scenes, because you can do plenty of things with this, and it's so easy. Once you understand the concept, it's so easy to work with. And most of the time I even used to send these kind of instructions when you buy, so that way you will get an idea on how to do. And I always send multiple videos for you to go through. And always start small when it comes to any Senegen's products, whether it's skincare or makeup. You always start very small. That way it helps you to apply well, and you need only very small amount most of the time, because these are really pigmented. And if you see now it's set, it's not going to move at all. Whatever I do, the colors are not going to come out, and it's not going to budge at all. It will stay all day. And you don't have to worry about any fallouts or anything, because these colors stay in place all day, and they are water resistant and comes with anti-aging benefits too. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any inputs, please do share with me, so that way I can work on those and come up with new ideas. So have a wonderful day. See you all soon.